tend to camouflage them with their natural surroundings really, really well. So do me a favor, peek behind every tree, every bush. They can be a little bit tricky to see sometimes. But it looks like we're going to have some really excellent luck right off the bat on our right-hand side. The first thing you'll see is a little dark brown animal with a big yellow patch of fur on his back by the tree. That's a yellow-backed duiker. Now, duiker in Swahili means dive. And when they're frightened, they tend to dive in the bushes. They're very, very shy. But those big, dark brown animals with the black and white striped legs are called okapi. Now, the okapi kind of look like zebras, but they're not related to the zebra at all. Their closest relative is the giraffe. In fact, their skulls are just about identical. And on our left-hand side, these dark orange, almost copper-colored animals are called bongo. The bongo are also known as the ghost of the forest because those horns on their head tilt backwards and help them move so quickly and quietly that they're really rarely seen. They're bongo. Now we're headed up on a watering hole. Usually watering holes like these tend to be pretty good places to see some of the more rare species. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for something neat. Now from time to time we can catch some glimpses of some black rhino through here. But it's really more common to not see any black rhino than it is to see any at all, as there's only about 5,000 of them left in the world today. And on our left hand side, this big black and white bird over here is called a saddle-billed stork. And when they're standing all the way up there, the tallest stork in Africa, coming in at about 5 feet tall with an 8 to 9 foot wingspan. Now on our right hand side, up in the trees, those gorgeous light tan animals are called kudu. Yeah, very smart. They are the second tallest antelope in Africa. And it looks like all of those up there are females. Only the male kudu carry horns. And you can't miss them. They're among some of the largest horns out of any antelope in Africa. It's like up there on our left-hand side. We're going to get to see that big, beautiful black rhino. I'm going to come up right about here.
Pay attention.
Going to roll forward a little bit more for those of you towards the back. The black rhino weigh about 3,000 pounds. They can charge at speeds up to 35 miles an hour. All the way under the water for the majority of the day, but it looks like we're going to get a really nice view of a big 5,000 plus pound hippo getting up out of the water. They'll venture as far as 6 miles away from the river every night to eat about 150 pounds of grass. Almost an entire bloat of hippos. That's what you call a herd of hippopotamus, a bloat.
Can you see them in the water?
Crocodiles down there. Now the Nile crocodile can grow to be 18 to 20 feet long, which is about as long as a giraffe is tall. They can hold their breath underwater for about 2 hours at a time, and they can run on land at speeds up to 10 miles an hour. So they're pretty ferocious. Those jaws have enough power to be able to snap the bone of just about any animal right in half. It's about 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Here we can see across the hundreds of miles of Serengeti grasslands that stretch all the way across East Africa. They act kind of like a superhighway for thousands of different migratory species every year. But it also is a permanent home to some of Africa's more famous animals, like the giraffe and the elephant. So we should see a lot of neat things down here. This is like the epitome of the wild Africa that they make. And also right here ahead of us, right up against the left-hand side of our truck.
Oh, the little babies.
Oh wow, look at the ones in the back.
Can't see anything.
Look at how tall they are. Look, it's right there. You can see it.
Well, those little like babies, but they're fully grown at 18 to 20 feet tall. Now, a gray animal with a white ring around his tail called that gorgeous reddish brown cow. Oh, there's 2 of them back there. With the huge horns on top of his head are called Ankole cattle. They're the only domesticated animal here in Harambe, and those horns on their head can grow to be 6 feet long and about 20 inches around the base. They're huge. Tall grass. Oh, and also off our left-hand side, if you look back into those trees, there's a troop of mandrill. They're the largest and most colorful monkey in Africa. There we go. Stay all the way seated for Stay all the way seated for me, please. That's what you call a flock of pink flamingo flamboyant. Now I can tell that these are the greener pink flamingo because they're a little bit larger, but a little bit less pink than those other species of flamingo.